right now where we are with crypto, it's basically still foundation level. And because there's less liquidity, there's more volatility. Because there's less participants, the market is small.
Hello and welcome to the Financial Fox, investing and innovation ideas with a twist. I'm your host, Steffy B, and in this episode, I will be joined by Jeff Hancock, co-founder and CEO of the UK-based cryptocurrency exchange platform Coinpass, which, big news, had just received approval as a registered crypto assets firm with the UK Financial Conduct Authority. This is a really big news for a crypto exchange, particularly in the UK. So we are going to talk about that. We are going to talk about challenges that cryptocurrency businesses are facing, particularly exchanges, and much more. So stay tuned.
That's going to be the goal for everybody in this space, is to onboard the next billion people that aren't here.
Before we go into the episode, I want to talk to you about my new crypto web domain name, financialfox.crypto, which I got it from Unstoppable Domains, that is creating a new generation of web domains, which are actually domain names on a blockchain. And once you buy them, you don't have to worry about anymore because there are no renewable fees, they are decentralized, so no one can hack your data. And also they are effectively domain NFTs, so you can trade them and make money. For instance, if you identify a domain name that in the future you can sell it for more money, because the decentralized web is going to take over the internet. Finally, they make crypto payments so easy because you can add your wallet to your domain address and forget about it. So when you need to get paid, just send your domain address, your wallet is attached to it, and voila, the money comes in. So if you are interested, visit Unstoppable Domain using the link in the description, which is also going to help us to support our channel. And if you want to do a little bit more because you like our work, then you can make a donation in Ethereum, Bitcoin, or USDC to financialfox.crypto. Hey, Jeff, it's great to have you on the show. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you, Steph. Thank you for having me.
Right. So big news. You managed to get this approval, which is so valuable for crypto exchanges, particularly in the UK and also in the sector. There are only a few. And how did you do that?
It's been a very long and winding 18 months. We first applied to the FCA crypto asset register scheme in February of 2020. We were very early. We kind of saw it coming, and it's always been a part of our ethos and outlook that you can't regulate crypto as a technology, but the endpoints such as exchanges, gateways, fiat on-ramps, payment providers, etc., the ones that are providing access between the existing traditional financial system and linking it with crypto, that's where the regulation barriers are going to be, not necessarily the most severe, but probably the most stringent, because they're going to be what opens up the floodgates to the big institutional investors. So when we started getting going in 2018, we basically said, well, let's use the same sort of protocols that an FX broker or a prime broker would use, because they're going to be regulated eventually. So this has kind of been 3 years in the making, but 18 months of actual practicality. Now, I think it's a good thing to be regulating these kind of gateways and exchanges such as ours, because it gives a better polish and a better image to crypto and to blockchain. We're still in this little bit of a slightly unprofessional, still a bit memey, still a bit gimmicky, too many hacks, too many rug pulls. There's not enough professionalism in the space in order to bring those bigger institutions in. Now that we have this, which is great for our business and the other 9 businesses that are on the asset register with us, I pray that there are more getting added to the register. I think that brings fair competition. I think it makes the UK look really, really good. And I think the UK still has a shot to be a leader in the regulation space. I think we could beat Europe. I think we could be better than the US. And hopefully, more companies get added to it very, very soon.
I completely agree with you on the UK. But before we talk a little bit more about regulation and the challenge here, tell our viewers a bit about Coinpass.
Sure.
So what do you offer?
So we're FCA registered cryptocurrency exchange based here in the UK. We allow both our retail and business customers to buy, sell, trade, and hold crypto on our platform. We insure all crypto in custody. And of course, you can deposit your crypto, deposit your fiat, trade, build a portfolio, as well as invest in, I think we've got 9 currencies now across both pound and also euro. We are looking to add a lot more to the platform in terms of trading pairs, and obviously more fiat currencies as we continue expanding to new countries and new jurisdictions.
Okay, exciting. Listen, you mentioned before about regulation. They are actually good for the crypto industry. So do you want to maybe break down where do you think regulation can add real value to grow the sector? For
sure. So growth in sectors is definitely correlated with the amount of users you have. Now, crypto industry is very, very small. We're talking 100, maybe 120 million users. That's absolutely tiny. And that's globally, which is why it's still a little bit, bit volatile, a little bit Wild West in certain ways. So if you wind back the clock 20 years, 25 years maybe, and you go back to when FX was, a more of a widespread thing, but it was only banks trading it. And there weren't that many banks trading it at all. So the volatility in FX was still quite a lot. Now you can pick up your mobile phone and you can trade FX without even kind of knowing it. Moving money between your various currencies on your Revolut account, that generates an FX trade somewhere in the background that someone else is taking care of you. It's like trading and payments as a service is taken care of. Right now, where we are with crypto, it's basically still foundation level. And because there's less liquidity, there's more volatility. Because there's less participants, the market is small. Once the regulation starts to get more mainstream and we have more, regulatory overlap between different countries, we're going to see the crypto space get more and more liquid with more and more users. We're going to see banks offering crypto. We're going to see payment gateways offering crypto, like we already are with PayPal and some of the other ones. And the bigger that those get, the bigger usership that we have, that can only really be achieved through proper regulation of the kind of endpoints and exchanges like a company like ours. The market in the sector is not going to expand and grow and flourish without getting to the next billion users. That's going to be the goal for everybody in this space, is to onboard the next billion people that aren't here. In terms of feature, they are on your platform. They actually will comply with this regulation from the FCA. Yeah. I believe one is going to be KYC. Do you want to maybe walk us through what makes what made you suitable basically to be one of these regulators exchanges? Sure. It's not just the KYC, it's also the AML component, which stands for anti-money laundering. So, you can KYC and onboard a user with just a name and an email, and it's still very anonymous. You obviously start to put a face and a photo with that. You're obviously establishing who the person is. But then when you start to bring in the anti-money laundering factor, how much is that person bringing in? How much is that person trading? Are they complying with some of the rules and regs that the FCA has put in place for good reason? Because they have a lot of data and they have a lot of experience on illicit money or dirty money being introduced into the system. And there's a lot of, 101 tricks in the book, and they try to cover as many of those as possible. You add the fact now that you can move crypto anywhere in the world within a few seconds, the velocity of money is so much greater than it was when it was just pound sterling or it was just US dollars. There's this whole other technical layer that they're trying to catch up with. So how we worked, our frameworks are a bit different, is that we onboard users, we bring them in, we do it in a safe and compliant way. The fact that we're onshore in the UK and we work with onshore banks means that they have a direct arm's length communication with us. So if there is a problem, for the one or two bad eggs out of every 100 or two, we're able to communicate very, very quickly with them and follow our compliance procedures instead of having, days and weeks in between of back and forth if you're, say, international. So the regulators like that we're local, the banks like that we're local, and that we're following our regime and our anti-money laundering policy very, very accurately and very cleanly and very quickly is what they tend to like the most. I believe that in this growth process, you will have also to hire more people as well to make sure that all these compliance are going to be fulfilled. That also you can grow at a faster pace, acquiring more users. So what's the plan for Coinpass? So it's a bit of both. So we're definitely hiring more people, definitely. There is a smart use of tech So we use some pretty advanced KYC AML tools to help us onboard our users fast and effectively. We try to take as much human touch out of the onboarding process as we can. We're very hands-on when it comes to support and dealing with other clients. We don't use chatbots. We have a dedicated team that are answering support queries and giving information, not just a one-word reply and closing the ticket off, or waiting weeks on end to get a response. That's something that I would never endorse of my years and years in tech and doing projects, dealing with clients face to face. We're dealing with people's savings here. We're dealing with their ability to make money and make yield in some markets that are it's tough. There is rampant money printing. We've got inflation. We've got work from home. We've got COVID. We've got all these factors, and people are looking for a way to accumulate wealth. And crypto is a good way to do that. Hashtag not financial advice, but you are dealing with a sensitive topic here. If someone is getting in, they want to buy the dip, they want to make an investment, they want to make their money work for them, and you have to care about that. And we care about every single one of our users as if it was our only user.
How many crypto assets you have listed on the platform?
Good question. We just added a handful. So we do Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, Bitcoin Cash, Chainlink, I forget, XLM and Polkadot. So Stellar and Polkadot, nice. Across pounds and euro. We're about to enable all the cross pairs for those. So crosses into Ethereum and crosses into Bitcoin. Coming up very soon, we have Tezos, Uniswap, Cardano, and the almighty Doge will be coming for all of those pairs and cross pairs. That'll bring us out to like 40 or 50 markets pretty quickly. And then the addition of a couple of stablecoin pairs, hopefully by the end of the year, pending an additional license we want to get here in the UK. So probably start with USDC to start with across the majors. And then we may look to add USDT, but it really depends on how the tether case with the US department goes. So USDC, most likely. USDT is still a maybe.
Yeah, wow, that's great. Since last time we talked, DeFi, right?
Love DeFi.
Are you planning anything in the space?
So yeah, it's tricky because a lot of DeFi projects spring up really, really quickly, and some of them disappear just as fast. So there's a lot of interesting stuff out there, and you have to literally be on call at all times just to keep track of the DeFi space. I definitely see us adding and supporting a lot of DeFi tokens. So Compound, Maker, DAI, all of those kind of projects, Yearn Finance, etc. Where I see us doing something a little bit different, we might look at doing some DeFi aggregation in terms of staking, investment yield, that kind of stuff. We want to develop Coinpass to being an investment platform, not just a trading platform. So stuff around portfolio management, around staking, Ethereum 2, that kind of stuff. So I see us doing a handful of integrations and token support. It's just how fast we can develop those in order to still remain compliant, but also to ensure we're offering safety and security around them as well. We don't want to be offering an integration or a product that's going to disappear tomorrow, and that puts our user funds under threat. We want to work with obviously top-notch projects. Okay,
so obviously you already mentioned quite a few unique features of Coinpass. There are still a few crypto exchanges out there. What makes Coinpass, you think, the best destination for new crypto, new user, basically, people that are not into crypto yet?
So I think, something that I've kind of put out there for a few years now is that, there is an inherent risk in everything that we do, whether it's crypto or not. There's risk in property as well as in gold and everything else, right? So, getting into something brand new, you have to educate and inform yourself. And it's an exceptionally noisy space. Where I think we stand out a little bit more from the rest is obviously we are UK based. That's a first unique one. So UK and soon European users as well will be able to look at us as a local exchange, not just at an arm's reach based in somewhere they'll probably can't even put on a map. So there's that. Obviously, have our regulatory regime in check now as well. So register with the FCA, that's a big one because we have to abide by a set of rules and guidelines set out by the regulator. And that's a really big piece, a very hard one to get as well. So getting a regulation in some of the other states is actually quite easy and quite cheap. And I think if you can attain a regulation for $10,000, $15,000, I don't think it's a very good one. And then lastly, we try and keep it simple. investing in crypto is not really a complex thing when you peel back the layers and you keep it simple. And for the first time user, we do just that. We have a very simple fee policy, we have a very simple onboarding policy, and we have a very simple UI. And it can appeal from the very early entrant to the person that wants to take some bigger positions, all the way up to the advanced traders that want to do limit orders, stops, and etc. So we've got, we can start people off at the beginning of their journey, and we can help them develop to become a serious investor.
Fantastic. Anybody that is interested to try the platform, where should they go?
Oh, just easy, coinpass.com.
Fantastic. Any question? Are you on social media, or better to contact you via email?
Yeah, so really big on social media. That's our primary marketing tool. We're full on organic and content marketing. So you'll always find us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. They're the primary ones. And please connect with me on LinkedIn if you have any direct questions. I'll be more than happy to answer.
Fantastic, Jess. Was great to have you on the show.
Thank you very much for the small invite. I really appreciate it, and it's always lovely to talk. So let's do this again soon.
Okay, this is everything from the Financial Fox. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do, and follow us on social media to stay up to date with our news and interviews. And I will see you next time.